Hello, my beautiful Sagittarius. I hope you all are doing amazing. Today, I'm going to be tapping into the energies of those of you that are currently not in communication with your person. So, as per usual, I will be starting off with an oracle, and we can just clarify those existing energies with tarot. Alrighty. For my Sagittarius in separation, please. Okay, so the first card that we have here, guys, is financial constraints. So it could definitely be that there are some issues pertaining to stability at this time, whether that's on your end, your person's. And just keep in mind, guys, this doesn't always have to be finances, right? It could be a living situation. It could be someone feeling that they're not able to, attain something that they so badly want to attain. So they feel like now they're not stable. So stability is not always going to be finances. Keep that in mind. But what's interesting is this is the card number 13, which talks about, or reduces to 4, which talks about building on a firm foundation here. So, Sagittarius, how I see it is that there are a lot of memories, okay? There are a lot of memories here, first and foremost. Your person is taking a trip down memory lane. They're thinking about many different things at this time, okay? Now, it seems that something here has gotten very repetitive, or something here has gotten very old in your eyes. Okay, so whether it's, again, behavioral traits, whether maybe it's the connection being at a standstill, and you feel like, you know what, I don't know when things are going to move forward, and I'm getting sick and tired of waiting, right? So it could really just be an energy of you feeling tired. But the word that I was getting is something is getting very repetitive, very, played out or old or that sort of thing. Okay, let's see. Okay, guys. So the second card that we have here is envy. Okay. So as far as envy goes, this could be jealousy. This could be, wow, my cards just flew out. I think your person has a lot to say today, Sagittarius. Okay, let's see. So as far as envy goes, it is this energy of, your person wondering where your attention lies. Okay, this is someone who feels that not only would anyone be lucky to have you, they have a hard time believing that you are, not speaking to someone else, or you are not, and it's not to say that this person wants you to put your life on pause or stop enjoying yourself, but it could just be an assumption. Like, if this person finds you to be very attractive, finds you to be a very open-minded individual, it's kind of like, okay, well, who wouldn't want to speak to Sagittarius? So here's what I will say. For some of you, in the past, there could have been a couple of accusations pertaining to the attention that you receive, right? So it's not necessarily about the attention that you receive, but you may be thinking, well, if I don't respond to the attention, what does it mean, right? It's like, if you receive attention but you're not responding to it, what's the value of it? So it seems that, again, for some of you, there could have been accusations in the past about, maybe you exploring your options or that sort of thing. And for a lot of you, the assumptions did not sit well with you, because, again, you're thinking, even if people are wanting my attention, I am, loyal to who is loyal to me, that sort of thing. I feel like many of you felt very misunderstood, and you wanted this person to have more faith in this connection, okay, and have more faith in you for sure. Alrighty, let's see. This person could be watching you enjoy the fruits of your labor here, okay, Sagittarius, or I'm picking up on an energy of someone feeling like you're going through a very fruitful time, okay? This may not be the case. This may just mean that you're doing a good job at keeping your emotions intact, but I just feel like your person is viewing you as someone who's extremely successful. Now we're getting the download of someone feeling like you're in your element, or someone feeling like you're extremely successful, but just a few minutes ago, we pulled out the card that is envy. So I wonder if this person is watching from afar and they feel like you're doing better without them. And more than that, guys, I just feel like this person is upset because you're not giving them a reaction, or you're not giving them any attention at this time. And I feel like that's the main thing that's bothering them. Like, you do a very good job at, like, putting your attention forward, giving someone your attention, but also knowing exactly when to draw it back. So I feel like right now your person's definitely in an energy of missing you, wondering what it is that you're up to. And I wouldn't be surprised if they were, asking, maybe mutual friends, or they were, checking up on your social media about what it is that you're doing or what you're up to. Some of you could be in the public eye, but I just feel like your person has this energy, or they have they're thinking that you're doing so much better without them, and you're in your element, and kind of like, why would Sagittarius turn back? Some of you could have recently posted something that got this person kind of in their emotions here. The bottom of the deck is the goddess of the moon. So, it does talk about emotions resurfacing. So, it doesn't have to be anything negative. Maybe you just posted a picture of yourself and then it made them miss you, right? So, I just see that something here was bringing up old memories, or suppressed emotions that never really left. And it was causing this person to feel like, okay, well, I have no choice but deal with the emotions now. Alrighty, okay. Let's switch over to tarot. All right, so what do we have as I split my deck? Okay, so we have the King of Cups as well as the Hierophant here. Okay, so maybe you guys are involved with Taurus, or King of Cups, a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. Now, Sagittarius, with the King of Cups energy and the Hierophant, it's someone who's not used to expressing their emotions, but they want to do that for you. Why? Because they want a commitment. This can also let me know that this is someone that you did have a commitment with in the past. For some of you, maybe you were even married to this person, but I just feel like this is someone who is wanting to move forward with the commitment, but they feel that, okay, I'll give you a generic example. If you're keeping your emotions intact right now, Sagittarius, and you're not necessarily, saying anything to this person, or you're not really hinting anything to them, they're having a hard time reading you, right? The King of Cups is someone who has a lot of emotions, actually, right? No gender, of course, guys, but it's someone with a lot of emotions. It's someone who can, but the pro of that energy is it's someone who can navigate through their emotions in a very stable manner. It's someone who is emotionally stable, right? Right? And not to say that your person is not, or anything like that, Sagittarius, but it's this energy of this person having a hard time decoding you at this time. Okay, they feel like they can't read you. They feel like they don't know what you're thinking, what you're feeling. And it seems that there's one party here who's definitely more emotionally stable than the other. So it could be that maybe, you feel like you're operating from more of a logical space, and your person is, operating from an emotional state. And for some of you, I'm getting a very specific download. What could have led to the separation is someone blowing something out of proportion, or taking things a bit too far. So, in other words, letting maybe their emotions get the best of them in one way or another, or someone being defensive where areas you may have felt like, okay, there's nothing to be defensive about, because, I'm just trying to have a truthful conversation. Like, someone could have misunderstood something that you were saying, for example, and again, maybe things kind of just escalated from there, and that wasn't the idea that you had, or the intention that you had going into, having a conversation here. Like, some of you could have wanted to have, just a heart to heart conversation, but maybe you were just being truthful about, certain aspects of the bond here, and it seems that it had triggered some sort of um, defense mechanism on the opposing end here. Alrighty, let's see. So we have the Two of Swords, guys, right? So it's someone who feels like they have been indecisive in the past, and it's also someone who feels that they were not seeing things for what they are. Like, the Two of Swords could be a tad bit of like a blindfolded energy, if you will, right? So it's like, maybe this could manifest differently, or this could have came into fruition for you guys differently, right? Considering it's a general read, but for some of you, it could have been that you were continuously telling this person what they needed to work on. You were continuously telling this person what you guys could fix for the betterment of both of you, but you felt like this person was, not taking you seriously, or they were kind of listening to you, but they were listening with the intent to reply and not really understand your perspective. Okay, so what did this result in? Potentially you feeling misunderstood, potentially you feeling like, you know what, I don't even want to have a conversation, or I don't even want to speak to you anymore, because I feel like it's either you twist my words around, or you don't understand, my perspective. and I'm getting very tired. I'm getting very exhausted. Again, something is getting old, Sagittarius. You're getting very tired of a very repetitive pattern, or kind of like dealing with the same thing over and over again, right? And it's because you've been patient. I can see that in the cards here. You know, this is someone that you feel like required a lot of patience from you. You feel like they taught you a lot, but you also got to a point of feeling very emotionally overwhelmed. Okay. Envy. What is that about? Let's see. And also, I wanted to mention, guys, on the envy card, it seems that she's in like a dark space, but then, you know, outside of the premises there, it seems to be a castle, you know, flowers. So it's almost like someone who's trying to shift their mindset, right? Your person may feel like they're in, you know, maybe they're upset right now, or they're in a lower vibration, right, for lack of better terms, and they want to change that. They want to be in more of a positive mindset. They want to look at the bright side of things. This could even be letting me know that this is someone who's kind of just focusing on the negatives, or the things that went wrong, instead of, you know, the things that could go right, or you know, the things that were working perfectly fine in the bond. It's someone who's solely focused on the negative, is what I see. So, you know, again, could be in a tad bit of a pessimistic mentality at this time. Okay, envy. Okay, so I'm not going to take all these cards, guys. I'm going to reshuffle, but I'll show you what came out. We have the Star, the Queen of Pentacles, the Three of Swords, and the Strength card. Okay, so what does this mean, right? The Star, wanting to heal this connection with you because they view you as someone who understands them in all areas. You could have been there for this person through very tough times. Some of you could have helped this person financially, or your certainty introduced this person to a more stable energy. It made them want to be someone who was more decisive, someone who was more assertive, someone who stuck to what they say, right? There's a lot, like, you embody a lot of characteristics that your person was picking up on, whether you're aware of this or not, and positive characteristics, of course. The Star, there's a lot of physical attraction here. The Star is almost like someone looking at you and they think you're like the most beautiful woman or the most handsome man that they've ever seen in their life, right? That's pretty much what the Star means. Three of Swords, causing the hurt and holding back now, because it seems to be that they are in either an embarrassed energy or a guilty energy, Sagittarius, right? It seems some of you could be dealing with a Leo. They do rule the Strength card, but or potentially even an Aquarius. But what I see here, guys, is someone who's holding back because they are feeling bad about the hurt that they caused, but they also feel like you view them to be immature or childlike. It's like, okay, like if you want to apologize to someone, you can't continuously think about how this person currently views you, because if you did something, you know, crummy, maybe they do view you in a crummy manner, but it seems that that is the very thing that's holding your person back. That's why you know, that's just a generic example, but it seems like your person keeps thinking about how you view them right now, and they're more embarrassed about how you view them, that it's taking them a long time to come forward. You know, this could be, again, the very reason why they're holding back. Alrighty, envy, let's see. Page of Wands. Exactly, guys. There could be children in this dynamic. If so, could be a child that's a fire sign. But what I see here, Sagittarius, with the Page of Wands is that this is someone who wants to have a new beginning, okay? But they feel like they can't get it right, or they're not doing enough. You know, Sagittarius, like, you can view this person in this energy as well. Like, you may have felt that every time something went wrong and you guys ended up having a conversation, it kind of led back to square one. Or you feel like this person has kind of like an immature manner of going about things. Like a generic example, again, guys, like if you want to have like a very you know, heart to heart conversation, maybe you feel like your person kind of laughs it off, or you know, they're not all the way open with you. Either way, there's definitely a difference in maturity levels. And I will say, guys, with the Page of Wands, it's getting tiring for you because you feel like what they're doing is not enough, right? It's not to say that your person doesn't want a new start. You know, that's pretty much what the Page of Wands talks about: someone who's willing to learn, someone who's driven by passion. But, you know, whether it's because you view this person to not have as much experience, or whether you view this person to be immature, you just feel misunderstood by them at this time, Sagittarius. Let's see. So this is someone who's trying to move closer to you after you've moved away from them, or you've kind of like separated yourself from what was going on here. Okay, is this someone who wants to move to calmer waters with you? Absolutely. This is someone who feels like even if they walked away, or even if you guys are in a separation, they're looking back at what you're doing. They're still very curious about what it is that you're up to, and the swords talk about a mental energy, so you're definitely on their mind here. But the Six of Swords is also a bit of a guarded energy. It's almost like with the Page of Wands, Two of Swords. Okay, I want to go back. I want to speak to Sagittarius, but I don't know the right thing to say. I feel like there's a lot of watching going on. I feel like there's a lot of, spying, maybe just inquiring about you. But when it comes to actually reaching out, this person tends to get very up in their head about it. See, bottom of the deck, guys. Judgment followed by the Ace of Pentacles. In order to offer you something stable, they need to not only let go of the past, but with the Judgment, they need to do something differently. The Judgment talks about leaving behind an old way of thinking or an old way of being in order to attain something new. Going back to what I was saying, your first card, something is getting repetitive, something is getting old. You want to see change. You want this person to either grow out of an old habit, or, you're kind of like, I'm sick and tired of the same old thing. Like, aren't you tired? I kind of feel like that's how you're feeling right now, Sagittarius. Okay, Two of Swords. Okay, so the Hierophant comes out again here. So this is someone who is, in the past here, they failed to make a decision about a commitment. They were very back and forth. For some of you, this person had to either move closer to you, or if they had to move closer to you, they had to find a new job, or there was something, again, pertaining to their stability that they felt like, it's like, okay, I desire option A so much, but then I would have to leave this behind. Like there was something that they had to jeopardize or sacrifice here, and they felt that if they left that behind, they wouldn't know what to do. It's someone who's not comfortable with leaving their comfort zone, guys. That's what I'm picking up on. That's the best way for me to break down that energy. Two of Swords, they feel like they failed you, or they wronged you, disappointed you, because they weren't able to move forward with the commitment here. Okay, for some of you, there was an entire energy shift. You definitely reevaluated this situation, and you were able to see this person's true colors and their true intentions as time went on. It's like maybe at first you feel like you gave this person more credit than they deserved, or you feel like they were more mature than they are. Like this person is definitely not who they portrayed themselves to be, or if it's not their, if it's not entirely every single thing that they were dishonest about. I feel like one thing is this person came off a little bit more mature or more stable than they actually were. Like there was definitely something they were hiding from you, or some sort of insecurity here that they weren't comfortable speaking about. So it's someone who is wearing some sort of facade, right? This could have led to making empty promises, or telling you that they can offer you more than they actually can. Page of Wands. The High Priestess. I feel like for many of you, it could have been you getting tired of maybe waiting for this person to open up, or you were like, you know what, I don't want to play the guessing game with you. Right? So it's a case of you wanting this person to, yes, be open with you, but also completely open with you, not to the point where they're just telling you enough and then it leaves room for assumptions. Or, this is someone where, yes, they have hope in this connection. Yes, they feel like, you guys are meant to be, but it seems that there's a lack of practical effort. There seems that there's a lack of stability here, where you may feel like that's the very reason why it makes it hard for you to believe that one day you guys can, have this come into a reality, or one day you guys can attain a relationship that's actually stable. Not only do you want to see more action from this person, more practical effort, you want to see change to behavior, guys. There's something that you're very tired of, and that's what I consistently am picking up on. Something that you feel like is very repetitive, and you're emotionally overwhelmed and frustrated with it. Some of you may be involved with a Piscean here. They do rule the high priestess. And, on the bottom of the deck, guys, we have this sun as well as a death card, right? Something coming to an end because something was illuminated. Whether this was dishonesty, whether this was, the lack of progress, right? It left your person up in their head with that Eight of Swords. This is someone who's constantly thinking about a future with you, but they're also very, concerned about, okay, have things really ended? Is this really over? Am I going to speak to Sagittarius again? But it's someone who's doing more thinking and more wondering about, well, what if Sagittarius is doing better without me? Like, that's kind of the thing that's going through their mind. I don't think that they're actively working towards figuring out what to do at this time. I feel like they're more concerned about, um, okay, the best way for me to break down this energy, guys, without sounding confused is, yes, they are concerned about the future of this connection, but they're not really trying to figure out what to do about it. Does that make sense? Like, it's someone who knows they need to do something, they have this urge, but when they think about the situation, it's thoughts more so pertaining to, well, Sagittarius looks happier without me, or I don't know if Sagittarius is going to want to give me a second chance. So maybe even thinking about the worst case scenario here, that's a high possibility. Six of Swords. Eight of Swords, guys. Right? So very stressed out. In the closing cards here, I feel like right now your person could be thinking about how to move closer to you, but that's the very thing that they're stressing about. So when they think about how to move closer to you, it's almost like they get so many different ideas, so many different, things to say to you, but they're still up in their head about it. Your person could even feel like they don't have anyone around them that understands this connection. Maybe they're a private person, right? But this seems to be someone who's just in their mind a lot, and their thoughts are kind of controlling them at this time, right? And so, take it this way, if it's negative thoughts, then they're constantly, sometimes when you think about something enough, or you keep telling yourself something enough, like, you might believe it, right? So it seems that your person is in that energy of being very stressed out at this time. Do they want to move closer to you? Yes, but it's something that they're just currently thinking about. They're very stressed about it. They're going in circles. And again, going back to the energy of not really knowing what to do. Okay. Alrighty. So let's see if I can get you guys a closing card here. Okay. So we have detoxification here. Okay, so let's see what this card says. So there's a trigger statement that says, I will never change. And the true statement is, in each moment, I am a new me. Guys, this is exactly what I said. I can't make it up, because I was saying your person is having a difficult time when it comes to leaving their comfort zone. There's something that they need to do differently with that judgment card that we seen earlier, where they're failing to do that at this time, right? This is someone who needs to let go of old ways of thinking, old ways of being, old habits, right? There needs to be more of a transformative energy internally within this person in order for them to come forward. It's almost like if this person was to communicate with you right now, nothing would change, because it seems that there's one party here who has made more changes than the other. So if both parties come together, that's going to be very visible, right? So this could be, for some of you, you may feel like it's divine intervention, but I do feel like with that judgment card, that's the card that's standing out to me the most, when I see the bottom of the deck there. And I feel like, again, it has something is getting old here. Something needs to be altered. Something needs to be viewed in a brand new light in order to move things forward. I feel like your person is still, attached to an old way of thinking, or it could just be someone who's attached to the past. Okay, this could also be an individual who tells you things like, oh, well, I can't change that about me because it's like deeply embedded in me, right? Which is fine, because, we all have something that's deeply embedded in us, but it's almost like, okay, well, does the love outweigh the differences here? Do I love Sagittarius enough to make those changes, right? That's the question at hand here. That's what your person's stressed out about. They desire this connection, but now it's like, do I have the strength to change? Like, this is someone who may even tell you that they're going to change, but to actually do it seems to be the difficulty here. You know, we don't have any pentacles here. So it's someone who's lacking the action. They're definitely thinking about it, they're stressed about it, but it seems that they need to release something in order to make room for what they're asking for, which is to reconcile here, which is to come together. Okay? So, my wonderful Sagittarius, that is what I'm getting for you guys this week. I really do hope you were able to find a message that resonated with you here today. And thank you so much for your time.